Day 3 of Bears training camp just wrapped up, and
Yes,
boy, oh
sir.
boy, the offense had another strong day. Welcome
Yes,
into
sir.
Chicago Bears Now.
I
We are
love
presented
it.
by Prize Picks. My name is Harrison Grant. Big day for the offense again. The defense did show some resistance when they got into some red zone drills.
Right.
And Kyle
Defense
Monangai,
get it sorted
absent
out.
for a second straight day. We will
It'll be all
discuss
right.
that
It'll be all
as
right.
well. If you're loving
We
the
got 'em.
training camp updates, and if you're just
You already got
excited
it,
that
like, baby.
football's back,
Leave me at like
the
2 while you wait.
quarterback, you just see these clips, and shout out to the guys on Bears Twitter. You got the Sam is him guy, and then I think his name's Ian. He's tweeting out plays as well. So shout out to those guys. But he just looks in command. He looks in
Definitely.
control. The ball is
definitely
out
does.
on time. It's on target. He's spreading the ball around. It's Loveland for a couple catches. You see Burden, Rome, Komet getting involved a little bit today. Yesterday, we saw a lot of Khalif Raymond. So that's exactly how.
People are gonna hate on that and be like, "Oh, I want us to have a number one true receiver. Oh my God, we need a real receiver to throw to." Let me tell you something. It's better to spread the ball around, because if you just have one receiver that you throw to all the time, guess what? They're gonna make a game plan around that receiver. So when they shut down that receiver, everything else is pretty much sewed up. If your whole game plan is based on getting this one person open, then it's easier to sew up and box up compared to our game plan is to get all of our receiving threats open, and let's see who's this. Let's throw it to who we feel like, because all of our receiving threats are very, 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 very lethal. Luther Burden, Roma Doomsday, are both our tight ends. Come on now. Even our third string is either gonna be Khalif Raymond or the guy at LSU or Jade. I forgot his name, but the guy that made the catch against Green Bay last year. Yeah, they're gonna be Jade Walker. Yeah, we're gonna have some threats, and we have a solid O line now. It's over with. The league's done. They should level. Let's get good.
How Ben likes it, getting a lot of different guys involved. You're seeing a variety of plays, some shotgun, some under center play action, a couple of boots here. Caleb made a couple of checks at the line to get to a second play with some success and good results out of those. And we've talked about this, the leadership on full display, and we saw this firsthand today. The video's going around social media. There was a play where they get lined up and Caleb's under center and he shifts his foot back, which is a signal for someone to go in motion, and no one did. So someone missed their assignment and he got pissed and he kind of barked at the group and did one of these like re-huddle up. And I know that was one of those moments, and I bet Ben Johnson will get asked about it next time he talks to the media, where Ben, maybe not outwardly, but internally, cracked a smile on that one, because that's what you want to see out of your franchise quarterback. You used to see this all the time with Tom Brady and Peyton Manning and these guys. It's like, hey, you can't do that from day one when you're not to that level yet. You're a rookie, whatever, but he's year 3, year 2 in this offense. He's in control. He's in command. Sure. Like, that's
especially after last year, what we saw, what we're capable of with a bad team, quote unquote. You know what I'm saying? Like, not the team was bad, but honestly, we were in too many fourth quarter comebacks. Our defense was getting ran through. Yes, we had a lot of takeaways, but that didn't save us all the time. So we had an objectively bad defense, and our offense was getting the job done in the clutch. But overall, it was a lot of stagnant games. Just to be real, even a Rams game. I love the Bears. I'm a diehard Bears fan. But rewatching that Rams game, not just thinking about all the cool moments, it was ugly. It was kind of ugly. So the fact that he's taking it serious, taking his development serious, he's trying to get better and trying to lead the squad, I love it.
You can do that type of stuff. That's leadership on full display. He has taken command of this football team, and they're responding. Ben even said it in his pre-practice presser. He said, yeah, a lot of the stuff last year when we had to rehuddle or do things or correct things, now the players are doing that. Now Caleb's doing that. The coaches don't have to do it as much because these guys are more comfortable. They're looking towards Caleb, and that's very, very exciting to see beyond just the play on the field, which has looked really good so far. You know who's looked really good so far? Number 84. Colston Loveland is unguardable. Just every clip you see, everyone who's tweeting about him, like, oh, there's another catch. Quick slant, sail route, dig, curl. They can't guard the guy. And when he is defended, there was a nice little corner route where Caleb saw he had a smaller defender on him, just lofted one up to a good spot, just mosses him, comes down with it. There's nothing this guy can't do. He just looks unstoppable. Caleb looks unstoppable. Colston in particular.
I feel like he's the next Travis Kelce. I hate to pause it so much. I hate to talk so much, but I'll be honest right here. I feel like he's the next Travis Kelce. The difference is he can really line up in a tight end position and block.
Role looks unstoppable. This pairing, and by the way, Luther and Rome getting a lot of balls as well, but Colston Loveland, guys, it's draft him in your fantasy league. That's all I'm going to say. This guy, our guy producer Cullen said 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. Bold prediction for me. I don't know how bold it's going to be. I know we're 3 practices in. I don't want to overreact, but it's like this guy, he's just different, man. We saw it the second half of last season. He looks even better after a full off season. It's just awesome to see. And this trio, along with Luther and Rome, they got a lot of balls as well today. They're just getting peppered. But it's being spread out. It's not just one guy all the time. So, man, it's you can hear my excitement. It's a lot of fun out there. Now, do want to give the defense a little props. They got into some red zone work. Jalen Johnson actually jumped a route to Colston Loveland, so maybe he's not unstoppable on every play. Got himself a little interception, first interception of the camp for the defense as we are now 3 days in. During the red zone drills, I think there are 3 sessions, 1 7-on-7, 2 team periods. A little more back and forth. The offense bounced back. Loveland, ironically, had 2 more touchdowns. Luther and Rome had a couple catches in there. The Karan Amagaji, we'll talk about it a bit. He got beat on a rep. So the defense was able to show somewhat of a brick wall there, but not much. I mean, the offense, guys, we can comfortably say is ahead of the defense, and that's a first for me hosting this show in training camp. Now, obviously, last year, the offense was better than the defense as a whole, especially as the season went on. But especially early on in camp, the opposite was true. There was a lot of choppiness happening as this thing was being installed. But this is what I was hoping to see. Like, hey, we know the offense now. The growing pains, most of that stuff should be in the rearview mirror. Doesn't mean we don't want the defense to win some days. In fact, if they don't win any days, it's going to be a little bit of a concern. We'll probably have to talk about that a little bit more. But it's fun to talk about a good offense. Shout out Greg Braggs. He was there today as the fans were out there. He had himself a seat. He said Ben Johnson emphasized this morning that 2-minute was a point of frustration at the end of the first half, talking about last year. Well, Caleb Williams just drove the first team down the field, finished with a knife throw up the left hash for a 20-yard touchdown to Colston Loveland.
And I love how Ben Johnson is on their ass. I love how he's on their butts, their behinds. He's whooping them boys because he needs them to be in peak form. He understands what's at stake with the North. He understands what's at stake with all of our division rivalries. Because a lot of people aren't taking the Lions serious. I'm taking the Lions personal this year. They've been talking too much. The Lions have been saying too much and talking too much like they're actually a good team, and we're letting them get too hyped up. It's time to knock them back down to size. Show them why they're always going to be little bro. And the Vikings. We just got to do that for respect. But the Packers, they got to go down. Down. I want to beat the boys 3 times this year. Uno, dos, tres. Knock them out. All right? Then we got to beat the Rams. We got to go NFC Championship. We got to beat the Rams. Calling our shot now.
It's just hard to not get excited right now. The offense looks good early. It looks really, really good. And you got weapons everywhere. You got the quarterback. You got the play caller and the play designer. It's all coming together early on in time. I kind of jokingly, but somewhat serious, tweeted out, like, I've seen it enough. Let's get to week 1. I'm ready to watch this offense play in games that matter. All right, we got more to discuss. So, a little flex within 20 price picks you can have, but Karan Amagaji got his turn today, got the bulk of the reps with the ones, and I would say didn't go as well, at least from what we've been hearing, compared to the other 2 guys who have been there, Braxton Jones and Jedrick Wills. Zach Pearson tweeting out, first play of Red Zone Series, Austin Booker beats Karan, likely a sack. A couple other plays where Booker beat him as well. Pads aren't on, so, you don't want to, judge offensive line play too much. They're obviously giving him an opportunity, but my gut tells me he kind of ends up fading out of this competition. I think this turns into more of a Braxton Jones, Jedrick Wills. Now, again, when the pads go on, a lot of things can change, but I think they're giving Karan a look, and they kind of know in the back of their heads, like, he's got to show us something this camp, or not only is he not going to be a starter, but he may not be on this football team. So he's got to
But you can't really judge him until pads come on, like you said, because one thing, okay, you can judge every other position besides offensive line and defensive line without pads. Because offensive line and defensive line with and without pads are 2 completely different things. Now, 7-on-7 and stuff, you can still see some things. Of course, it's still different with pads, but you can see, like, most likely what you're going to get out of that player. O-line, D-line, you got to get the pads on, put some hands in the dirt. So, I don't know. We got to see what happens after, like, real camp happens. This is just, like, fake camp. Until when the pads come on, real camp. This is fake camp right now. So, let's get it together, and, we're gonna see what's going on.